Patrol car Delta 9 with PC Roger Willey and PC Clifford Waycott, based at Oakhampton, were out on night duty patrolling the A3072 Hatherleigh to Holsworthy Road. Precisely 1 minute past 4 o'clock this morning, they sighted an object 400 yards away from them and at treetop level.
This is the strange tale of a UFO sighting which was reported by 2 Devon policemen and placed in Britain's X-Files. Decades later, there's still no explanation as to what it was that the 2 officers saw in the sky above West Devon that October night. The quiet rolling countryside between Hatherleigh and Holsworthy in West Devon may look as nothing ever happens in this quiet area. But in that spot in 1967, there was a UFO sighting which baffled experts for years. It was October the 24th, and police officers Roger Willey and Clifford Waycott were patrolling the A3072 between the 2 remote Devon towns. In the chilly hours of early morning, the 2 officers spotted what later became known as the Devon Cross, a brightly illuminated star-shaped UFO capable of incredible speeds and agility, hovering just above the tree line. They claimed it was around the size of a commercial aircraft. The officers, who were just outside Hatherleigh at the time, tried to approach the object, making it as close as 400 meters before it started moving again. They said it gave the impression of watching them. After reporting on their police radio to Oakhampton Police Station, they set off in pursuit, hitting speeds of up to 90 miles per hour as they tried to keep up with the mysterious object. But it was to no avail. It was simply too quick for them as they spent almost an hour in pursuit. Another witness that was on the road at the time was a 29-year-old holidaymaker from Luton by the name of Christopher Garner. He confirmed what the officers had seen and was equally as confused. Extra police units were dispatched to the scene, but by the time they arrived, the object was long gone. It was definitely there, and definitely either manned by some sort of being or remote control. It was definitely being controlled to view our car, said PC Willey. There was no question whatsoever if it was a figment of our imagination. On various points of the journey, it was attaining high altitude, and it was down to treetop level at other times. There was no sound that I heard of at all. There was no sound outside apart from the car itself. Constable Willey just said, "Here we go then," and we drove off after it. It was just in front of us. We were travelling very fast. The acceleration of it was terrific, so we never got under it to hear any sound. The encounter baffled police, and the RAF denied it was anything to do with them. They insisted no craft capable of both hovering on the spot and supersonic speeds had been invented. And not long afterwards, officials from the Ministry of Defence were sent in and an investigation began. The officers were questioned while also being reminded that they were bound by the Official Secrets Act. Along with the officers, several other dog walkers and other local residents were also interviewed. It was not the first UFO sighting in Devon at that time. In April 1967, a dome-shaped object sighted over Brixham at around 1,600 feet at noon for approximately 1 hour. There was also a brief UFO sighting in Oakhampton on October the 5th, just 3 weeks before the police officer's own experience. 4 witnesses from a company called Sterling Hatcheries reported to Oakhampton police that they had seen through binoculars a brilliant white semi-spherical object, like an inverted parachute, for 2 hours at 8:50 a.m. In fact, October 1967 became a prolific month for UFO sightings. 3 days after the Hatherleigh sighting, there was an incident involving a UFO in Cheshire, coincidentally also reported by police officers. Again, it was described as bright, cross-shaped and travelling at about 1,000 feet, this time travelling in a northeasterly direction. To some, the spate of UFO sightings are confirmation that we are not alone, while others speculate they could have been down to some Cold War spy plane developed by either Russia or the West. Time has certainly done nothing to lessen the doubt experienced by the 2 officers near Holsworthy. In an interview in 2004, Willey said it was something that I hadn't seen before, I haven't seen since, and something that nobody can explain exactly what it was. No explanation has been given to us by anybody, and we haven't asked, said Waycott. We've just gently been asked to sweep it under the carpet. It didn't happen. That's what they said. But we know what we saw. The Ministry of Defence had come up with an explanation, but it was one they did not reveal until 38 years after the incident. They blamed the planet Venus, something which is frequently thought to be at the root of UFO sightings. Despite all this, there are some questions unanswered. The object was seen by many people from various different angles and over a prolonged period of time. To many, the explanation of Venus just doesn't cut it. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this case, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.